Walking the streets of the big city.
Let that shit run up it. It's the rewrites. What is going on, everybody? Thanks a lot for joining me for the second episode today on this Sunday, the Sunday before Memorial Day. So happy Memorial Day for those of you guys listening to this on Monday. So it's a Memorial Day special. I want to thank my guest. What's going on, Jeff? I haven't seen you in a while.
What's up, Rafa? It's been a minute. It's good to be back.
What's going on, buddy?
Not a whole lot, bro. Just enjoying this weather.
Yeah, I was trying to, but it got really hot in the attic, so I'm gonna go buy an AC tomorrow.
Yeah, I gotta throw my AC in the window.
I'm gonna buy what is it, the 8,000 BTU? What is it, a double AC?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much a double AC, right? Instead of just a regular.
Yeah, I think it's like
The regular
5,
ones are 5,000.
Yeah, 5,000. Then there's like 8. Then there's 10. So
my plan is, I'm gonna keep my room the way it is, and I'm gonna put it in the opposite window, and I'm gonna have it cool up the whole attic for me and my nephew. That way I can have the smoke escape right here. That way whenever I smoke, just let it escape, shut it back down, open it back up, let it cool back up. That way he doesn't have to suffer through the smoke all day.
yeah,
Because if I have it in here, then I have to cover the window, so it's completely airtight.
right.
But I'm not gonna stop smoking, you know. That's not
Nah, can't do that.
Yeah,
but
that's not gonna happen. So before we get into it, we're gonna definitely talk about some AEW. But me and you have some catching up to do. We haven't talked in a bit. At least digital face to digital face.
digitally face to face for sure. How's things, brother? How's things?
Pretty good. Not too bad. Just been upgrading the studio with stimulus checks. I got some money back from U of I charging me too much. I don't know if I let you know about that.
No, you didn't tell me about that.
Yeah, U of I had to send me some money back because they had overcharged me on the student loans. So I got a student loan refund from them as well.
Fuck yeah.
But my fridge broke, so I needed a new fridge. I got a better fridge. It's not just a stupid Snapple one. It's a mini fridge with the freezer on top.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've just been upgrading the studio, investing in myself while
Getting some sweet toys.
yeah. Oh yeah. My 12-inch gray Deadpool came in today. I'm adding to the Marvel Legends 12-inch collection. He was $30. I had to get him.
Very nice, man. Yeah, that's not a bad price at all.
No. I've only opened 2 of those, and those were the doubles. You actually saw me get one of those, the Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's hanging there, and then I got regular Spider-Man. But I have doubles of those, so I have those sealed. Got Hulk sealed, Iron Man sealed, Black Panther sealed, and he was $30, so I decided to scoop him up. Those
Very
I probably
nice,
won't.
man.
Yeah, I won't open those up unless I get a double of those for sure. Everything else I'm opening up. Everything else.
I just scored the. I know I saw you talking about it too, but the Tony Hawk remastered that's coming out. I got the deluxe edition, so I scored
Nice.
the skateboard.
Nice. I'm scared, man.
I'm not gonna get on the board, but
Yeah, no, I'm scared because this is like when this first Tony Hawk wave started going. That's when I was all in, and I broke my fucking leg.
Oh, so you're afraid you're gonna get all into it again and try to get on the board?
I've been watching all these fucking videos of like Tony Hawk and shit. I'm like, man, skateboarding. Like, I don't hate it or anything. Like, my dumbass shouldn't be skating, but like,
No, mine either.
What they do and how they do it is so fucking awesome. It's so
For
cool.
sure.
It's like one of the cool, like to me, it was one of the coolest things growing up to be able to do a skateboard, to be able to glide through the air and fly. It's one of the closest things next to flying.
Right.
And I'm just too big bone to be at. So even if I lost all the weight, I'd probably be fine at it. But like, I'd have to be super skinny. I'm too big bone to do that shit.
Dude, me too. I even like at one point. I mean, I know I'm way too big bone for like a normal board. I considered a longboard because in Muskegon there's a lot of area to longboard, but I have had way too many friends fucking just be longboarding along and hit something, fall and break their arm or fucking whatever. So
I had a bunch of jammed wrists till that one day. Just my friends convinced me to go to the skate park, and I go to the skate park and I try to drop in and crack. But again, I was a fat kid with not as much muscle as I have now, so my body wasn't able to support the fall well as I probably can now.
You still rocking the keto life, right?
Yep, that's still going good.
How far down are you?
Check that out.
Woo! Goddamn, son.
I don't know. I've stopped weighing myself just because I'm leaning out and I'm just eating healthy. Like
that's awesome, man.
My major meals are just pretty. I cook every day. I've been cooking keto, just adding to my recipes. Yesterday was my cheat day, but I'm not really looking for set weight. I'm just trying to lose as much weight as possible on this diet and make it a lifestyle.
Right. Yeah.
I want to incorporate working out into it. I want to get a certain look. I want to look a certain way. Weight whatever. I can weigh whatever. If I weighed 300 pounds but I was healthy, that'd be fine.
Right.
But I'm probably down to like 230.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Good
and
for you.
It's a healthy, gradual weight loss. It's not like nasty weight loss. And I eat every day a bunch, like protein, a fucking vegetable, a bunch of fats. Like I'm doing it the right way. I'm not doing it like
for sure. You're not.
Myself and shit.
That's what I was gonna say. You're not just like going on a crash diet. You haven't lost weight drastically. Mm-hmm. It's been controlled and slow and gradual, but it's definitely been consistent.
I force myself to eat. I'm like, Rafa, you need to eat. Like, and it's not like, I'm dying. It's like, I'm not hungry. It's like, no, Rafa, I know you're not hungry, but you need to keep your body fueled.
Right.
So let's get some avocado in there. Let's get some chicken and broccoli in there and eat as much as you can, and whatever you can't, throw it in with the rest of your lunch for tomorrow, and then you destroy that tomorrow when you get hungry.
Right.
And like, I'll destroy a bag of pork rinds, and that's keto too. That's no sugar, zero carbs. So like, even that kind of eliminates. I have to watch out with that, because if I snack on that, then I won't want to eat later on, because it kind of fulfills that void.
Yeah, because it's a little bit greasy. It's fat.
Yeah.
And
I've started looking at it, or I've started feeling food and craving it very, very different. Like, and the thing is too, I found out a lot of things that are keto that I can have to kill those cravings of sugar, like Diet Coke, keto. You know,
there's no sugar in
it.
There's
no sugar and there's no carbs. It's like, I didn't know that till like 3 months into this. And I looked at the back of a can because I heard it on a podcast that they're like, oh yeah, Diet Coke saved my life on this keto diet. And I go check the back of it and it's keto. And I'm like, whoa, this fulfills a fucking like an urge to take sugar in. It's like, boom, just take a Diet Coke. Cold ass Diet Coke kills that urge.
Oh yeah. I used to fucking
smash
love
a box of strawberries. Smash a box of blackberries. Like, it's all right.
Natural sugars.
Yeah, it's been all right. I've gotten a lot more accustomed to it. Now I just need to start working out now. My back's been a lot better, either on the diet or because I've lost weight.
Probably a combination of both.
Yeah. So,
and sitting on your posture ball and shit too.
Yeah. So it's helped a lot. Like, actually yesterday I had to fucking change my flat tire. Like, I'm sore today, but that's because I haven't worked out or anything.
Right.
Like, I'm not immobile from like that time that I was immobile, where I couldn't even fucking move for like 4 days.
Yeah, I remember that, man. I remember you just being laid up.
Yeah. No, this is just sore from not doing anything and then having to change a tire with a shitty jack.
The shitty standard jacks, those are always fun.
Yeah, exactly. The standard jack that comes with the car.
Oh god, those are such shit.
Yeah, and then I jacked it up, and then I'm like, "Fuck! I didn't loosen the bolts first, because you have to loosen the bolts
first."
So
right.
Yeah.
Take it all the way back down and do it. Yep, I've done that myself, man.
Yeah, but after I got done and I was done being annoyed, I felt like a man. I was like, "Yeah, I feel like a man. I'm all dirty, and I fucking changed my tire.
Accomplished something."
Yeah, exactly. So I felt pretty good. I felt pretty good.
Hell yeah. What'd you think of the last couple of weeks that we had of fucking fights again, man?
I've been really enjoying them, man. It's what is it? Distance makes the heart grow fonder.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, distance makes the heart grow fonder.
And
it
seems like they're trying to make up for it in the fights themselves by putting on a crazier of a show and like
better quality matches and stuff.
It's like they've been wanting to fight, like something's been taken away from them, and like it was fighting, and now they're back at it.
I think a lot, especially for us that cover the sport, like I think a lot of us, we were getting so much for so long, it just burned out for a while. But then when it just suddenly gets taken away from you, and there's nothing, you start longing for it. And then when they serve it up and when they come back 249 was an incredible card.
Mm-hmm.
Shia, a couple of snoozer fights. That was a really fucking good card. And that main event was one of the best fights I've watched in a long time. Or one-way beating, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah, Justin Tony.
Yeah. Props to Tony, man.
Yeah.
Respect for the ass whooping that he took.
Do you think the weight cut affected that weight cut that he did affected him any?
I don't know if you listen to Tony and Eddie, they both said that it didn't, but I don't know. I mean, you got to think it probably had something to do with it, but I don't really know if it did, because it was the strategy. It was the strategy of the fight. Like, Tony,
yeah, he was gonna box.
Yeah, he was just gonna box, and Tony's a tough son of a bitch. But Justin Gaethje, and especially a patient Justin Gaethje, the Justin Gaethje we've seen the last couple of fights, where he's patient, he's had head movement, he's countering, he's not just going in throwing blind shots and swinging wild. I mean, he was swinging hard, but it was a different Justin Gaethje, and he was a machine that night.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right. Different Justin Gaethje in his approach. Was it him and Eddie that were just going back and forth? Oh no, that was Poirier and Eddie. But him and Eddie were still going back and forth at it. But
yeah, him and Eddie went back and forth for most of the fight, and then Eddie finished him in the last round.
Yeah,
and him and Poirier had a pretty good war, but I think he was still feeling the effects a little of that knockout from Eddie.
Yeah. Yeah, and you could hear it in the coaching too. While the fight was going on, you could hear his coach being like, "Hey, you're getting too excited. You need to calm down. We know what happened last time. You got finished last time."
And he said Justin goes twice. That every time I watch that and I just hear that, I fucking crack up laughing.
Yeah. But no, he had, like, his coach straight up told him, "Hey, you got fucked up last time you did this. Let's go. Let's get back in it."
Yep.
And you see Justin be like, "Okay, cool. Let's do this. I'm back in it." And he kind of just like you said, he stays patient and he picks his shots. And he wasn't letting Tony's angles or anything get to him. It seems like he's like, "You're gonna angle off that way. This isn't anything I've never seen before, dude.
Nope.
I don't know what you're trying to do here, but
yeah,
pop.
Yeah.
I'm gonna piece you up."
And that's the difference of being coached by one of the best striking coaches in the world. And I mean, Tony's got good coaches, but he's got a really weird Trevor Whitman has been with him forever. Mm-hmm. Besides Eddie, he brings in a lot of different coaches all the time, and he doesn't really have a head coach to strategize. And Eddie even said that on the, I don't know if you watched the fight companion that they did.
I got through it somehow, but yeah, I heard.
I got through it too. I watched the isolated video of just Eddie talking about Tony, and so I thought that was later into the fight. I didn't realize it was right at the beginning of the fight cast, and I went back and rewatched it, and unfortunately made it through it as well.
Started to hate those guys a little bit more and more just because they seem like privileged little bitches.
Yeah, man, that's the first time I've listened to Rogan since any of this started. I think maybe besides, no, I never even listened to the Bill and Tommy or the Tommy and Bert episodes when their specials released. But yeah, Eddie, Jesus Christ, man.
What are you gonna do? These fucking
right. Yeah.
It's 5G. I have the documents.
Do the research, bro.
Yeah, do the research, bro. So how have you been at work? You've been pretty busy slinging that.
Busy, man. I mean, I got moved into inventory right before COVID happened. So I just break down pounds of weed all day and try to keep enough weed on the floor because shit's fucking flying out the door.
Yeah, everyone with that stimulus check and free time, that's what they want to do.
Stimulus check and unemployment, man.
Yeah. Well, like I knew I was taking 5 days off, so I hit my guy up and I'm picking up an ounce. I was gonna pick up a quarter or half, but I'm like, I probably need the ounce.
Yep. We are Monday. Well, tomorrow will be slammed, and then it's like stay steady throughout the whole week, and Friday picks right back up, slammed again. It's good. I mean, it's job security for me.
Yeah. Like I was telling you, I've been they keep on moving me around because we've had cases of people had to be quarantined because of their spouse.
Okay.
Or we've had people that have actually gotten it, so I've had to go fill in and take over, and job security for me,
for sure.
Like, because I told them on Thursday, I'm like, hey, I'm taking Friday and a Monday and Tuesday off for a 5-day weekend, and then they're like, all right, can you take care of the hot ones in your area? Took care of the hot ones in my area on Friday, so I took 1 day to catch up in my area, which I could still. There's still a lot of stock that I could stock up in areas, but I've had it stocked up this whole time. That during this quarantine, I've helped out in all the other areas that they have not needed me to help out. Right now, I've pretty much depleted my stock to the point where I need to get back to my area, and it's good because this little bit of a break is, and these guys are coming back from sickness, but they've been going down, not left and right, but like you'll have like 2 guys go down 1 week, and then like 2 weeks later you'll have 1 guy go down, and it's helped out the company at least that they'll come back and I get relieved of their spot, but then another spot opens up, so I'm able to jump to a different spot. So they'll relieve me of their own duties, but then someone else comes down sick, and I'll go take care of their spot, and like I band-aid it just till someone else comes back, But
making shit happen.
Yeah. But it's not crazy or hectic or anything. Like once you get familiar with the machines and you know what you're doing, it's like, all right, you want me to go do what? Okay, cool, whatever. Man, I'll go do that. Let me download my podcast and listen to my podcast.
Right.
The only thing that sucks is like our overtime's been cut because they want to have the plant quarantine for like 2 days since we're not there for 2 days.
Right.
So they rather have that for. I guess I can go during the week. I should just pick up work during the week, but
going a little early.
Yeah.
Stay a little late.
Yeah, at least half an hour. I should probably just pick up half an hour or something. But those like the COVID check's been helping. So like, and then the money from U of I taking money from me kind of helped out.
Have they been giving you guys any kind of like hazard pay or anything like that?
No. I wish they would.
Damn.
Yeah. They've been providing everything though, like everything to stay healthy. We have
nice.
Everyone got hand sanitizer bottles, and they have like gallons that they fill them up with in the office. He's provided us with different style cover face masks. There's bleach and cleaning supplies at every position. Everyone has daily cleaning schedules. Like we've modified a little bit, but like he's provided us with everything that we need to stay healthy. And he's like, look, use the hand sanitizer to sanitize anything and everything you guys want. I'll fill it up every time you guys want to. It just smells a little weird because it's like grain alcohol. But
I was gonna say, it's probably straight alcohol.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
A buddy of mine works at a liquor distillery.
Yeah.
And they started making hand sanitizer through all of this. So
thank them.
For sure. For sure. They started out making, first it was like they were providing it to all essential businesses and stuff like that.
I'm pretty sure it's this stuff that they're making too. It's just like hand sanitizer gel, and it's like I've never seen anything like this kind of style, but this was at like the Mexican store, and they just started popping out with the medical grade mask and this at the same time, and it's like super bland. So I think, and it says made in USA too.
Yeah, I mean it's just.
I think it's in response of COVID.
Alcohol and aloe, pretty much. Some other shit, but yeah.
Just trying to stay safe, but
for sure.
You want to get to it or what?
Yeah, man, I'm down.
Cool. So AEW. I hope you guys checked out AEW. If you guys I've been watching AEW.
Yeah.
I don't know if Jeff's been watching AEW. He definitely watched yesterday, Double or Nothing.
I have been watching AEW consistently week in and week out. This company has sparked my interest in, at least for them, in the sport of wrestling again.
And I think the whole no audience thing, I think they've been able to do it a lot better than WWE and or NXT. Well, NXT is the same company, but they NXT and AEW, I know they like having their original ideas, but it's something they should have done is had their own superstars in the crowd making noise. That crowd noise is very essential.
I agree. I think that especially the episodes that they did weeks ago when they before they could go back live in Jacksonville, and they pre-taped a bunch of stuff at Show Center in Atlanta. That was huge. And I haven't checked out too much stuff that WWE's done during all of this, shy of watching a little bit of some of WrestleMania. After the fact, I went back and checked out a few matches and stuff. But I definitely like what AEW is doing with the no crowds.
Yeah, they're definitely doing it better than WWE. If that's what they have to do, that's what they have to do. And yesterday I thought it was even better. I don't know if that last match was pre-taped or anything, but so there was I didn't watch the dark match. Did you?
I did the tag team match with the Best Friends and Private Party.
Yeah.
So I did check.
I bring it up because I didn't watch it, but I heard Private Party did Crime Time's finisher. They did an homage to Crime Time's finisher. I don't know what it is, but they did it.
Trying to remember what it was.
R.I.P.
Shad.
Yeah, Shad. He tragically passed away last week. And then Hannah Kimura as well.
Hannah Kimura, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of talk about Hannah Kimura last night because of the ties with AEW to with the Japanese superstars and stuff.
I was asleep when I woke up and I read it. Apparently, she slit her wrist live on fucking TV or on the
internet.
Yeah,
I didn't hear that exactly, but I heard it was something like that.
I didn't watch it or anything. Like I woke up during like the night or something, and I like read it, and I'm like, shit. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna stay away from this. And then I woke up later on, and I saw all the news that she had passed.
Yeah, and I'm not was not familiar at all with her because I don't really get to watch a lot of Japanese wrestling, but a lot of people I follow on Twitter and stuff like that had a lot of great things to say about her. So just anybody that young, I mean, she was in her early 20s, 22.
Yeah, 22.
Yeah, anybody that young taking their life is a tragedy, especially over a bunch of assholes on the internet.
Yeah, you see it a lot. Well, I see it a lot though. I'm part of groups and everything, and I avoid all that bullshit, But you see it. There's hate out there.
Oh yeah, man, I see it. You see it everywhere.
Yeah, and anything and everything you see, everyone has a point of view and they think they're right. That's why I don't try to get online arguments. I have friends. Like I don't want to be an asshole and say it, but like I'll argue with my friends or have discussions with my friends. Going online and having arguments, you're not changing anyone's mind.
Exactly.
And everyone's trying to win, so there's no point. Everyone's just gonna go on there and get butthurt and start arguing. Michael Jordan's the best, no argument there. No, but like I was saying, you can't. No, you're not gonna change anyone's mind. So you're just going online to try to be right, and look what it leads to: people being assholes and jerks, and it leads to sadly people taking their own lives because of it.
Yep.
It's sad, man. It's a sad reality.
It really is. It's senseless. It's not needed. Like what do you get out of bullying somebody on the internet? Like, do these people feel better about themselves now that she killed herself? Like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
It's sad. R.I.P. And R.I.P. to Shad. I mean, and Shad's dying was tragic as well. I mean,
he's a fucking hero, man.
He's a hero for sure. That's what I was gonna say. It's sad in his own way, just because of him being a hero and saving the life of his son. But
let's move on here. I don't know. I don't know
enough
how to
of
segue.
that. Enough of the sad shit.
Yeah, I don't know how to segue besides
On
to
that-
get into on that one.
Dark match was good. It was a good opener. I've grown more to enjoy the Best Friends over the last few weeks, with them being one of the few participants in a lot of matches lately on Dynamite. And I always like the work of Private Party. I think they put on really good matches. Well, Quinn puts on really good matches. The other guys, so.
Yeah. So it was a number one contendership match too. So
yeah.
Best Friends go on to win, and they are number one contenders for the Tag Team Championship versus
Hangman and Kenny.
Yeah, Kenny Omega. I couldn't think of his name.
Yeah.
And then the opening match for this was a Money in the Bank ladder match. Oh, sorry. It was a casino ladder match for the future AEW World Championship match, which is pretty much the same thing.
Pretty much a Money in the Bank, yeah.
But they're getting a chip, big Double or Nothing chip. I like how they did that too. You know, it's not really stealing.
No, well, I mean,
consider it at all. WWE's gotten their ideas from everywhere.
This was all supposed to take place in Las Vegas, so.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I like how they incorporated their chip. Like, you know, I'm cashing in the chip, their whole gambling thing. It's, you know.
It's nice.
I like it.
Yeah.
Just keep the theme going. So they start off the match with the SCU partners.
Scorpio
Sky and what's his name?
Frankie Kazarian.
Yeah. With hair. Weird.
With hair, real weird.
But they start off kind of, you know, poking fun of it, a little bit of a feud. Not really. They're gonna have a little bit of an exchange during the match, but it's not really gonna. I don't believe it's gonna turn into any type of a feud. I think they'll keep this tag team going.
Yeah. I don't think they'll break up SCU anytime soon.
Mm-hmm. And this is kind of like their own style ladder match, because it's kind of like a Royal Rumble ladder match where every like 2 minutes a new contestant gets thrown into the mix. And I don't know if the chip got lowered or they can go for it at any time. I wasn't really clear on that because they were all going for it, right?
Yeah, they could go for it at any time.
Okay.
I think it was like the countdown part and everything was supposed to be similar to, they did that Battle Royale last year to kick off.
Countdown, brother.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, the 2 minutes, I liked that. I thought the pacing of it was nice.
Mm-hmm. And I think even Bruce Pritchard has said it on podcasts. You get to do surprises, and you get to, you know, the crowd is always looking over at the Titantron when the countdown's going on.
Who's next?
Yeah, opposed to just them being in the ring and go. There's too much to follow. That way you can keep pace of the match and eliminate who you want to eliminate, even though there's no eliminations here. And it was small enough to where you didn't need any, but it still kept a good pace to the match.
Yeah, you had the guys doing enough on the outside to allow the spots on the inside to happen.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know if they had named any of the contestants. I wasn't really aware of that because I know there was a secret one.
So they had named 9 of the 10 contestants originally.
Okay.
And then Ray got hurt on Wednesday. Phoenix. Off of a botched tope suicida that nobody caught him, and he landed. He landed so badly.
Kip Sabian is the first, I guess, the first entrant into this casino ladder match.
Yeah, it came out after that.
After with his hottest girlfriend and Jimmy Havoc.
Jimmy fucking Havoc.
I don't know if Jimmy Havoc was officially part of the match or he was just out there.
No, he was just there. There's no rules, so.
Yeah. And then we have Darby Allin came out as well later on. I don't know if I skipped over anyone else. We had Cole Cabana. Frankie Kazarian came out as well. Luchasaurus.
Joey Janela.
Filling
in for Ray Phoenix.
I thought that was
Um,
it. And then
let's see.
the surprise entrant being Brian Cage, and I like how they did it because I remember telling you like months ago. I'm like, hey, Brian Cage signed with them. I'm like, they took the title off of him, and Tessa Blanchard is champion now, and he's signed with AEW.
Yeah, I forgot all about that.
Fuck yeah, me too.
Completely.
Yeah, and I love how they did it. They let you forget about him, and then I'm like, who's the surprise entrant? I didn't even put my finger on it like at all. And it's Brian Cage, the surprise entrant into the.
And to come out with Taz.
Yeah, that too, as his manager or whatever.
Because Taz called the dark match with Excalibur.
Uh-huh.
So Taz and Excalibur did the buy-in show, and then just before the show kicked off, Excalibur was like, I don't know where Taz went. He said he had to go take care of some business, and kind of made a joke like poking fun that maybe he had to go take a shit or something like that. And then because he said something about going to see a man about a horse or some shit. And then Excalibur introduces Shivani and fucking JR, blah, blah, blah. Show kicks off. And then when Cage's music hits, like I heard the voice and I was like, that's Taz. And then Taz walks out and I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. So yeah, Taz comes out introducing him in the music. And Brian Cage rips open the ladder. I know it's a
yeah, no shit, but yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, it's awesome to see him come out like that and make an impact. He comes around tossing around Darby. Orange Cassidy's on his back and he's climbing the ladder. At that point, I think everyone attacks him and tries to bury him under equipment. Then they go for the all-in chip and pretend it's super heavy. It wasn't heavy. And they put it on Brian Cage. I don't think it was heavy, at least.
No.
But like 5 of them are carrying it over to bury Brian Cage with it, so they can continue on with a match. And
we skipped over the fucking giant ass ladder spot that Darby.
Oh yeah, the Ollie spot, right?
Dude, if Darby didn't break his fucking leg, I would be shocked.
Want to see my broken leg?
The way he landed on that ladder and the way it broke so fast and sudden, I don't think it was supposed to give that quickly. Mm-hmm. It looked like Darby broke his leg.
No, he easily could have.
Because he was down most of the rest of that time, and then when he came back in, he was only on one leg. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that was supposed to be, it was supposed to be how it went. I haven't heard anything though. Yeah. I've been looking to see about an update on him, but
I like the spot too where Janela did the running slam or the fireman's carry slam where he did it on the chip too. Was it on Orange Cassidy or on?
Yeah. The shit with Orange Cassidy not being able to get the ladder or not understanding how to get the ladder open and shit.
Yeah. Was it the two giant dudes, Brian Cage and Luchasaurus going at it?
Yeah, that was good.
Really
Brian Cage was athletic.
Yeah, and you get to see Luchasaurus's size. Like I know he's big, but who else is as big as him in AEW? I know they've been adding more and more guys, but like Brian Cage is gigantic, and now Wardlow, recent addition as well. Like we've been able to see Luchasaurus' size. I think he was probably the biggest guy they had.
Yeah, for a while. I mean, between Wardlow, him, and Brody Lee. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and the thing is too is Luchasaurus is still recovering from that. Was it a torn hamstring? I think he suffered back in like October. Like he blew out his leg.
Yeah, he was out for a while.
He came back super quick from it, but he's been like kind of limited in his amount of work and stuff. Because like you can see it when he was going for like that tail whip leg kick that he's been doing.
Right when they started up Dynamite.
Yeah, it was like a couple episodes into Dynamite or something. Him and I think it was during the tournament. Him and Jungle Boy were supposed to take on the Lucha Brothers in the tournament or something like that. And he got hurt like practicing moves for the match or something and blew out I think it was his hamstring he tore. Mm-hmm. and he was supposed to be out for a long time, and then he came back like within a month. There's no way in fucking hell that thing is healed, and he's pretty much been working ever since. So
yeah. They gave these guys, they gave these boys a long time to work, almost half an hour.
yeah, they gave him a good match. The negative things I picked up on were you could tell some of these guys were just rusty.
Good thing you mentioned this. I picked up on a spot where I think it was on Luchasaurus. Was it Kazarian? I think it was Kazarian. He tried to do a spot where he was supposed to like flip off the cage and catch Luchasaurus and almost like a Hurricanrana spot.
Yeah.
And he didn't hit it at all. He kind of just front flipped, didn't catch Luchasaurus at all, but Luchasaurus knew the spot, and he kind of flipped forward, and I'm like, whoa, that wasn't supposed to happen.
Well, Jimmy Havoc, too, he went for like a Hurricanrana on, he had that ladder set up on the bottom rope, and he was either supposed to Hurricanrana Kazarian, or Kazarian was supposed to powerbomb him, and Jimmy just completely like slipped off and fell.
I know I'm nitpicking, but it's stuff like that.
For sure.
Like,
it's just, some of these guys haven't been in the ring in 2 months.
Yeah, or with each other as much. Like, I get it, but like Luchasaurus could have adapted and been like, well, that didn't work, so I'm just gonna continue to go. That hurt Kazarian. He's got to sell it. Like, why would I sell the front flip and make it look so fake when nothing caught me on that? Like, It almost looked like Luchasaurus powerbombed him, but it looked like a slip powerbomb. But it was supposed to be like a spot
Frankensteiner,
exactly.
Hurricanrana, yeah.
And he just kind of never hit him with anything. He didn't catch him with anything, and hit the floor. But Luchasaurus then flipped forward. I'm like, why don't you just let it happen? Like, it kind of takes you out of it a little bit. At least me.
A little bit, and I mean, you got guys that don't work ladder matches. And a lot of guys that have been off for a while. I mean, most of those matches for the last few, weeks were all pre-taped weeks ago. So, and they used a lot of squash matches with jobbers. So, like, a lot of guys just been sitting on the shelves at home.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was still a good match for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Good kickoff.
Yeah, Brian Cage eventually busts out of all the stuff that they buried him under. He busts out and then goes and we talked about him and Luchasaurus going at it, but him and Luchasaurus go at it, and then he tosses a bunch of guys out, and he kind of just goes up and picks up the
chip.
Yeah, the chip. Shouts out to Frankie in the chat.
What up, Frankie?
Tune into Football on Full Heel on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
During the quarantine.
Football's coming back, back running up too.
Yeah, I mean, there's games today. I told him to send me a picture so I can work on some
Bundesliga, I think, or something.
Yeah, the German league.
Yeah.
Some football. They had some good matches too. I think tomorrow or on Tuesday, I think it's going to be Dortmund versus Byron.
Oh shit, that is a good matchup.
Yeah, so that should be a good. I might be wrong, but I think I'm right. But moving on, Brian Cage wins the chip, so he gets right away. They establish a big time, big player from the what is it, NWA or TNA?
NWA, yeah, NWA, TNA, yeah.
So they
TNA, yeah.
Yeah, they take a huge time player from over there, bring him into AEW, and establish him as a big time guy here too, by pretty much giving him a number one contendership match against the champion, whoever walks away today with the belt. And he's got Taz, so they're gonna push him. I see good things for Brian Cage. He's a giant Brock Lesnar, especially with Brock Lesnar fading out.
He is a monster, and I haven't seen Brian Cage in a long time, and it was no, man, all natural.
I'll bring up a picture of Brian Cage.
No performance enhancing at all.
No. Can you imagine if they would have made Tessa Blanchard beat him? That would have been something.
Oh, that would have been horrible. If he would have been leaving Vince, he would have gotten beat that way.
Yeah, that's why they had. Who'd they put it on? That you know that guy's name?
Sammy. Not Sami Zayn. Sammy
Callahan.
Callahan.
Something like that.
Yeah, Sammy Callahan. Fucking, he's a interesting person.
I don't think he's on any steroids. People that they can see. They can see what I'm talking about. There's pictures of him right now that they're seeing. Nah, there's no way. Guy's all natural. All nat, baby.
All nat. No horse meat. No nothing.
Isn't horse meat allowed?
I don't know if it's tainted stuff.
But yeah, he's a big time player now in AEW.
Yeah, #1 contender. Gonna be interesting to see if he's gonna stay by himself or get lured into a faction.
I think he's good on his own.
I think he's good on his own as well.
Well, he's got Taz, so I don't know how on his own he is, right?
Had to have a mouthpiece for sure. But then they were talking about, like, they were kind of seeming like they were trying to build up something of a rivalry between Taz and Darby. I don't know if you caught that. Like
he's calling him weird and shit like that, right? A bunch, like criticizing him, almost like picking at him.
Yeah, he tried to talk to him to give him some advice or whatever, and Darby just walked away from it.
Yeah.
And Taz took it pretty bad, and then he started shit talking him. And then so when he came out, he sent Brian Cage straight down. Darby.
Cage, Wednesday, book it.
If Darby doesn't have a broken leg.
Yeah, if he doesn't have a broken leg from that Ollie spot. Next match after this was MJF with Wardlow taking on Jungle Boy.
Good match.
Yeah, these guys show that they can wrestle.
Yeah, man. Jungle Boy can work for sure.
So I had seen MJF a couple times, and I'd seen him put on good shows or good matches, and I knew he was popular outside of AEW before he came in.
Yeah, MLW.
But I think a couple of the matches he had were a little bit lackluster towards the beginning of his run, and I don't think people really were drawn to him, especially with him being a face. He works so much better as a heel. They brought him in weird as like Cody's friend.
Yeah, he straddled the line really hard for a while, and it was like...
And maybe it was needed, though. Maybe it was needed for him to make that impact as a heel. I didn't know who he was. People didn't know who he was.
They wanted to get that drastic turn on Cody, so... And really dig that the people that didn't know him really seal up the fact that he is a heel. Because I had the same thing, because I had heard of him before AEW from Jim Cornette when he was working in MLW. God damn, he's a heel, the best heel in the business. And then I started paying attention a little bit and started watching some MLW. And I can't remember, he had a pretty decent faction there that feuded with the Von Erichs and Tom Lawler. They had all the belts. I can't remember what they were called.
Filthy Tom Lawler.
Filthy Tom fucking Lawler.
Yeah, but no, these guys put on an awesome match. There's definitely a spot I remember that I think it's called an Acid Rana or something like that. It's like a reverse.
The backwards Hurricane Rana on the apron. Fuck. Yeah, dude.
How did MJF not die? It looked like he slammed his head on there.
Oh my god, so fucking hard.
Yeah. And those of you guys that don't know who Jungle Boy is, he's Luke Perry's son.
Yep, Luke Perry from Beverly Hills 90210.
Is he? He died.
R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P. Right? Yeah. So he's Luke Perry's son, Jungle Boy. If you guys want to get a picture of Jungle Boy, just think about Tarzan.
He looks like his dad too. Like he really looks like his dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I like Jungle Boy a lot. I think he's definitely got a lot to offer, and he's had some good matches. That match he had with Jericho going the distance that 10-minute match or whatever, 15-minute match he had a few months back with Jericho. He's had some really good tag team matches. Yeah, how the fuck MJF didn't die from that?
I do not know.
He spiked his head on that fucking edge of the apron.
Yeah, I had to go back and rewatch that spot online after the fact because it looked like he died.
I rewatched most of the pay-per-view again today, and I remember that spot last night. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, so the thing of the match was Jungle Boy was getting the better of MJF, so MJF kind of fakes a knee injury. The doctor comes in, and that's when he fucks over Jungle Boy, and the doctor's like, "What the fuck?" And then MJF's like, "Ah ha ha." He's kind of dancing around from it, and he's just playing an awesome heel. He knows how to play up the heel really well in matches.
Oh yeah, he's legitimately one of the best heels in the business. Mm-hmm. Tony Schiavone calls him a little prick.
Yeah, no, but you should. If you guys don't know who Jungle Boy is, he's being shown more and more on AEW Dynamite, and I'm getting to really enjoy his matches. Not that they're not enjoyable; it's just it takes time for me to become more and more fans of guys, and I'm becoming more and more of a fan of his. During the match, I think MJF works over his left hand on Jungle Boy. And eventually,
he gets his arm all fucked up and stuff. Yeah,
and eventually gets like a weird cradle pin where he kind of leans back on it and uses a little bit of leverage to secure the pin. And it was a pretty good match. They gave these boys a little bit of time to work, and they definitely filled up the whole time. I'd give it 3 stars.
Yeah, 3.5 for me. Yeah. I thought it was one of the better matches on the card. For a just pure technical match.
Agreed. Next match was
this Cody and...
Yep, the tournament final
Lance?
For the AEW TNT inaugural championship. Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson promoted this.
Mike Tyson was ready to go. Except for the one time when the camera caught him yawning.
Yeah. He looked a little bit confused. But I think Mike was 100% there in it. If you go back and you see him when he was in his first run, when he was with Cold Stone Steve Austin, as he likes to call him, and when he was in the HBK angle, he never called him by his name.
He was on a lot of coke back then. He's just smoking weed now.
He's a fighter, man. He's out of his element. He's not like a showman. That's why he just would walk out with a towel or whatever. He's not a showman. He comes out to do his job and get the fuck out of there.
But he loves wrestling, and that's the thing about Mike is like he wasn't just like a paid celebrity to be there. But he loves the sport.
He's too much of a fan. Like he's not. He's out of his element in the acting department, which I think that's what they have him there for. Like,
I think it's just great that he's there as a fan. That he's there being a fan, and you see the genuine excitement on his face.
Yeah, so
the acting part is whatever. It's just Mike, but
so he's there presenting the weird leather red strap.
You didn't like the belt?
It's all right.
They still got to add the gold to it. It's coming.
Yeah, they said they're going to fix it up. I think COVID stopped them from fixing up the belt. So it starts off with Lance Archer chokeslamming the shit out of some dude for some reason.
I don't know, because he just has to beat up everybody.
Yeah, so he just beat up some dude that was from the back or something. So they actually had a tournament. I'll go over the tournament real quick. It was Cody versus Shawn Spears, Sammy Guevara versus Darby Allin, Dustin Rhodes versus Kip Sabian, Colt Cabana, Lance Archer. We had Lance Archer advance to face Dustin Rhodes. Then Darby Allin advanced to face Cody. And that's where we had the pit. They had Darby Allin do the coffin drop, and then Cody kind of just leaned him over and pinned him. Instead of taking the pin himself, and it was kind of confusing for people, but Cody got the win. Lance Archer killed Dustin Rhodes. He just beat the shit out of him.
Murder.
Yeah, and they wouldn't throw in the towel because he didn't want him to. And that brings us to Cody versus Lance Archer at the finals here at Double or Double or Nothing.
Yep.
Yeah. Right off the bat, we have Cody getting hit with fucking Lance Archer's finisher.
That blackout right off the bat was.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good touch.
Yeah, I think it was an awesome way to start off the match because not only does Cody have to tell the story of the guy's bigger than me and I have to beat the bigger man, but he just hit his finisher on me to start the match.
Right.
And Lance Archer's finisher, for people that don't know, he holds him up kind of in a reverse razor's edge position, but he flips them over instead of just slamming them on their face, which that's how he would be holding them. He flips them over and slams them on their back. So right away the match has started off with that, and Cody's fucked. So Cody, already at deficit, has to dig his way out of this hole now too. And
yeah, got to build that comeback story.
Yeah, and we've had story built around it as well. So we have Mike Tyson just presenting the belt. That's kind of whatever. But we have Jake the Snake that's been fucking with Cody's family and his wife and talking shit to his wife. He got on her all sexually last time with the snake, and he was like,
with the snake and shit.
Yeah, he was all on her too. I was like, whoa, this Jake's about to get it in.
Jake's getting a little too close for comfort.
Yeah, and well, Arn Anderson is with. He's coaching Cody. He's been Cody's coach. They've been giving him something to do.
Fresh out of quarantine, baby.
Yeah, fresh out of quarantine. They're old, bro. They got to stay in fucking.
Oh, it was weird for me because, like, I don't know if you are, I'm an avid listener of Arn's podcast.
I need to get into it.
To see Arn, I haven't seen Arn in forever on TV because he's been off, but I listen to him every week. Mm-hmm. So to like see, I was like, oh man, I forgot how bad Arn looks.
Quick side note, dude, I popped so hard for Brother Love when he appeared in the Money in the Bank ladder match thing.
I did not know about that.
Oh, you didn't want so they fight throughout the building.
Right.
Headquarters. And they go into the bathroom and Brother Love comes out and he's washing his hands and he's like, I love you, and then they just leave. That was it.
Oh, Brucey.
Yeah, so Bruce Pritchard just threw himself in there. But yeah,
Brucey,
back to this.
baby.
So they have Arn here as well. I like the spot. I like how if they were gonna have him out there and they were gonna be either they're gonna be the managers for Cody and Lance Archer. I like the spot where Lance Archer hits the sidewalk slam, that being Arn Anderson's finisher, on Cody, and Cody hits the DDT on Lance Archer, that being Jake the Snake's finisher.
Yeah, it was a nice little play on things for him.
Yeah. These guys had an awesome match. I think
it was a good match. I mean, for how huge Lance Archer is, I fucking popped a couple of weeks ago in that match when him and Dustin, when he walked the ropes like Taker, and instead of coming down and doing like the chop on the arm, he hit the motherfucking moonsault.
Yeah.
That's crazy. He's 6'7".
Yeah, these guys are getting more and more athletic. And dude, months ago, I forgot if it was Conrad or if it was fucking Tony that said we need bigger guys, and they're adding bigger guys.
Mm-hmm.
They're adding to their fucking and they added a new title now too, so they're expanding their roster.
Yeah,
that second show is gonna come, and I'm a fan, dude. I'm a fan of this company.
I'm wondering what the second show, if it's just gonna be Dark moved on to cable, or if they're gonna. I hope so too. I hope they don't try to go like Thunder and try to do a whole nother, or SmackDown or whatever, and try to do a whole nother show.
And
just
overextend themselves.
Exactly. You got a good roster to fill in with Dark. They have storylines that they already do on Dark.
Yeah, if that works out and you guys need more, then go on from that point. But don't try to do it now.
Yeah, especially when You're not doing house shows.
Mm-hmm. But here's that second title that everyone's been wanting, that everyone, that they needed. We needed a second tier title, an intercontinental title, and TNT. They were behind WCW. Now they're behind AEW in a way.
It's their version of the TV title.
Yeah, I like it. I really like it. I
do too.
I know I had my own ideas of having a cross promotion and bringing in the U.S. title and having it cross promoted with New Japan, but this is their TV title, and a TV title does have some respect and lineage. If you're a wrestling fan, you will count it in some ways as a TV title of sorts.
I do.
Yeah.
I look at it like the TV title. I mean, the U.S. title has its own lineage too, but I mean, for me, like, when I started watching wrestling, it was 91 probably-ish. And I remember the TV title a lot in WCW with guys like Arn Anderson and others, defending it every Saturday night on WCW Saturday Night.
Ryan was telling me that they're about to update the U.S. title on Andrade.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that they're going to make it you know how the WWE title looks now?
Yeah.
But the back plate is going to, like, the back behind the WWE is going to be the U.S. flag. I don't know. It's not that creative.
Doesn't it kind of look, right now, doesn't it resemble the old school U.S. title a little bit right now?
It's the one that that they debuted on SmackDown, so it's not from WCW. It's their own version.
Okay.
But it's still pretty old.
I thought it kind of, I was wondering I thought it resembled the classic U.S. title look.
No, the classic WCW title actually was a beautiful title, and it wasn't just a giant flag. The WCW or the WWE USA title it's like a giant flag.
Okay.
I don't like it.
We still got the 6-man tag title coming too.
Do you think they're bringing it to AEW?
Yeah. They announced, like, around the same time that they announced that they were bringing the TV title, they had said that they were adding a 6-man title, tag title belt.
God dang.
Because I think that was like one of the things of why they teamed up Pac with the Lucha Brothers and formed Death Triangle. Because then you got like them and SCU can go for the 6-man and shit like that. So yeah, the 6-man title was supposed to come. I don't know if it got pushed back because of everything that happened, but yeah, so there's more titles to come and more teams. I mean, shit, won't be long. The Revival will probably pop up.
Oh, of course they're coming to AEW. They'd be stupid not to.
Yeah,
I can't imagine all the secret signings they've done since all this release. And
you got to think Rowan will probably be popping up at some point, either to feud with or get back together with Brody Lee.
Did they release Rowan?
Didn't Rowan get released too?
I don't know. They killed the stupid spider.
I think they released Rowan. I think he was part of like one of the big waves of cuts.
There were so many they released, I don't remember.
Yeah. For some reason, I just think I remember seeing his because I had that conversation with somebody else about those two, either bringing him in as a feud or a ally with Brody.
That'd be pretty cool if they put them back together, but actually did something with them. I like them as a tag team. They're both good wrestlers.
I do too. Yeah, I do too.
I don't know why they misused them. I actually have a what's his name figure? Luke Harper. He came with little alligators. Yeah, and he's got like Wyatt clothes, the Wyatt family clothes on.
Yeah.
But no, I like them, but I like them here too.
Yeah,
I like how they're using.
There's a lot of good talent that's probably going to be making its way in soon.
Very soon. Especially
I mean, some guys will go other places. I think like Gallows and Anderson will probably go back to Japan.
You don't think they'll make their way to AEW?
I don't know. I think they're going to go to Japan though.
There's TV here, man. I think they'll be taken serious if they come over, because they're friends with Dude, you know who I became a super big fan of? Curtis and fucking Zack Ryder, and then they got released.
I know. I know. I kind of I started kind of becoming a fan of them just from
Yeah.
their
If I
big
find
cast.
yeah, exactly. If I find a Hawkins fig, I'm gonna pick him up. But I don't know how new a Zack Ryder they've had like recently. He's a lot more expensive. So I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, the broskies.
They're definitely coming to AEW.
I would think,
Make that
or
cheddar.
yeah. The only reason I think Gallows and Anderson go back is just because of what they had in Japan before, and their ties. I mean, obviously they have ties with the Elite as well, being from the Bullet Club. But I sat down and watched because I haven't watched a lot of New Japan, so I sat down and watched like a whole YouTube series of like it's probably a couple hours worth of videos, like 5 or 6 videos of the history of the Bullet Club.
The Burrit Club.
Burek Club.
So yeah, the match kind of it was a good match. Mike Tyson eventually takes his shirt off for some reason and gets involved.
Yeah, that was weird. Chasing Jake down. I at one point I remember.
He's jacked,
I,
dude.
yeah, I was watching it with my buddy, and I just was like, "All right, man, put your shirt back on, Mike."
He's fucking ripped though. But,
Yeah, he's ready to fight. He's gonna fight somebody, whether
Yeah.
it's Shannon Briggs or fucking Evander
And
Holyfield.
they're gonna get it. Old ass motherfuckers.
Yep.
Um,
Let's go, champ.
Cody hits the crossroads, I think, a couple times and finally gets the pin on Big Dude, on Lance Archer, and is presented with the TV title. Mike Tyson goes and congratulates him or whatever.
It was a good moment. It was a good moment. I like seeing Cody succeed. The kid's he deserves it. He's got a lot of his father.
Yeah, and he's not on the spotlight, and he's big enough to carry it into the ending of the show. You know, it's not just like everyone's waiting for the ending of the show. They want to see the Cody segments as well.
Well, and he's a big enough name to make that title mean something too.
Yeah.
And so he didn't have to put the big title on himself.
Yeah.
And he can establish and make another title mean something. And I think that means more to him than anything else.
Yeah. After that, we had Chris Statlander taking on Penelope Ford. Penelope Ford is with Kip Sabian.
Yep. And
She's
she
hot
was
as fuck.
she's so fucking Joey Janela's ex.
Yes. You got
Yeah,
that.
she's smoking.
You got
hot.
that right, Jeff.
she was a last minute jump in for Britt getting hurt.
Something torn.
Yeah, she fucked her knee bad.
Or Adam Cole fucked her bad.
But
Adam Cole got that. Unani.
Adam Cole.
Baby. Dude, I wonder who's going to dethrone him. He's the NXT champion. He's been champion forever.
Yeah, I don't know. Got to go down eventually.
Yeah.
They're probably going to bring him up to the main roster at some point.
And then ruin him.
And then he'll go sign with his friends.
Yeah. So.
Or go back to ROH.
Chris Statlander defeats Penelope. I don't think they even knew what they were really doing with this match.
No, this was got thrown together, because I mean there was at least a build up or a reason between the match between Britt and Statlander. They've had heat.
Yeah.
So, but I like Chris Statlander myself.
She's from the Andromeda Galaxy.
Yeah, she could boop me. I'd boop her. We could boop and tussle.
Yeah. She's pretty big too. She'd give you a nice tussle.
I'll hit her with the boop and tussle.
Yeah, so she wins. Chris Statlander wins, and the next match after that,
fucking finisher is nasty.
What is it?
It's like it's a tombstone, but she like steps over the arm almost, and like traps the arm, and then fucking hits it.
I'm gonna have to go back and check it out. See how devastating it is.
Yeah, man, it's pretty gnarly.
Then we had a squash match between Sean Spears. Dustin Rhodes came and beat the fuck out of him. Hey, calm down over there. I'm trying to podcast.
We got a badass over here. Unfortunately, I hate what has been used of Sean Spears.
What, you don't want him to be the perfect 10?
I don't know what they're doing with him.
Yeah. I think me and you have actually had this conversation before.
Mm-hmm.
That he was right before they got the TV deal. It was him and Cody.
Yep.
Right when they got the TV deal, they're like, vroom, they took a left turn. They're like, yeah, sorry, Sean Spears, we're going with Cody, and you're not in this. We got Moxley now,
Mm-hmm.
or we got Jericho. We don't need you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. We got Jericho now. We don't need you.
Well, then they fucking they had their one match, and then it was like MJF turned on Cody. Now it's Cody and MJF.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with Sean Spears and it.
It was a comedy act. Here it was a 3-minute match where they exposed his ass, like they just got him naked.
And then he had Tully on his balls.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Why did he have a cutout of his coach's head on his... That was a little weird.
It was real weird.
Yeah.
Real weird.
I like how they had Brandy out there, though. She's fucking hot as fuck. Brandy Rhodes. If you guys don't know Brandy Rhodes, just go ahead and bring her up on the Google machine.
I've never been more jealous of a snake as I was a few weeks ago.
Oh, my God. Oh, let's move on yeah, so Dustin wins. It was a 3-minute match. A little backstory behind that. Sean Spears had... he was not coming out because Dustin Rhodes was fucked up. So Dustin Rhodes wasn't coming out, sorry. And Sean Spears was making fun of that. And he played the music to trick everybody. And then Goldust, being Dustin Rhodes, did not come out. And then the second time around when the music played, Brandon Rhodes came out. And then Dustin Rhodes attacked Sean Spears from behind. And you had the shit show of a match.
The little let me up match.
Yeah. I guess it was a good transition.
Can we talk? Why the fuck was Vitor Belfort in the crowd last night with Dan Lambert?
Because they're in Florida, bro.
It's Jacksonville.
I don't know. I saw pictures of them in the stadium, in Jacksonville Stadium.
I just didn't understand why.
I wish I could.
Dan Lambert were there.
Hey Jeff, I wish I could tell you, bro. I have no fucking idea. It's so weird.
It's just random.
You told me, you're like, is that Vitor in the crowd? And I'm like, he means Victor. And I'm like, but who do I know in the wrestling world that is Victor? and I was like, and I'm like, he can't mean the MMA guy. And then when you put Dan Lambert, I'm like, oh, he means the MMA guy. I'm like, no, there's no way. And I'm like, let me keep an eye out because I had no idea.
That's what I said.
Yeah, I'm like, nah, he misspelled Victor. I'm like, but who's Victor?
Well, I saw Vitor first, like when the show first started, they were doing like a pan of the crowd, and I said to Todd Bobby, I was like, that's fucking Vitor.
Yeah. And
then like later they showed another shot, and it was Dan Lambert standing next to, I can't remember who it was, and I was like, he didn't know who Dan Lambert was, so I was like, why the fuck is Dan Lambert there? And so I had to explain to him who Dan Lambert was and shit, and then I was just even more confused.
One of the greatest MMA coaches for people that I don't know.
Oh yeah, the owner of ATT. Best facilities, best team.
They have dorms. You go live there to train.
They have multiple facilities in Florida.
So next match after that was Hikaru Shida taking on Nyla Rose. Nyla Rose is the transgender female. Hikaru Shida's the very hot Japanese chick. I think she's Japanese.
Yeah, she's Japanese.
Yeah, I follow her on Twitter. She's pretty hot.
Yeah, Shida's a pretty good lady.
Yeah, and her English has gotten a lot better.
For sure. She's a lot easier to understand than real.
Yes. Her matches have gotten a lot better too. I think they were a lot softer. I think they've progressed. Maybe she's got a lot more chemistry with these girls.
I've always liked Shida's work though.
Yeah.
Her work's more believable than Riho's.
Yes.
I know they tried to push Riho pretty hard in the beginning, and I think that was partially because of her relationship with Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
But I definitely think Shida was the one.
I was surprised they gave her the win.
I was too. It shocked me, and it was a good surprise. It was a good match. Normally Nyla's matches are clunky, rough, but there was a lot of good spots. It was a good match. The two worked really well together.
The whole no disqualification thing and no count out really lent to both of them. Not only Nyla being able to be the powerhouse on Shida, but Shida being able to incorporate more and more of her hardcore style because she uses chairs to jump off of. She likes having her kendo stick, and I don't think we've seen enough of that with her here. And I think she kind of busted it out and was a lot more comfortable with that. And she actually pulls away and takes the title from Nyla Rose.
Yeah, solid match, man. I give it 3 stars.
Yeah,
2 3/4.
Yeah,
3 stars.
I give it 3 stars. Like I said, it was a good surprise. I did not see that coming. Nyla Rose dropping the title.
No, I figured it would be the usual. Nyla beats the shit out of him early. The babyface makes a comeback, and then she squashes him.
Imagine if they would have done it like this, where Nyla would have been champion from the beginning, and they would have thrown everything and anything at her besides Shida, and then finally Shida wins here. How much more it would have meant, but like you said, maybe Kenny Omega had a thing or two to do with Rio being champion.
For sure. I think the belt's on the right person.
Yeah.
You can continue this, now it's Nyla coming back and the path of destruction she's going to lay, trying to get back to Shida.
I could see a cage match between them because she's like, you beat me in a no disqualification match. Let's see you in a cage.
I think they're 1-1 now because I'm pretty sure Shida's only losses to Nyla. So
yeah, I think they were talking about that too.
Yeah, so equalizer. It's probably going to either be later this summer or at All Out in September.
The only gripe I have with this match is the finisher.
Okay.
So they finished it with Shida hitting her knees. It was like the second time she hit her knees to a downed opponent, where they're like on their knees and like she does a running knee.
The running.
Yeah. So a little bit earlier before that, they had a spot where she hit like a falcon arrow off the fucking top rope. It was a nasty, badass spot.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, it was a beautiful fucking move. And I thought that should have been the finisher. That was more believable than the running knees, but it is what it is.
They like to do that though. They like to give you that big, beautiful false finish and then hit. I've noticed that with other stuff. I'm trying to think of there's some other instances of that happening where there was like, maybe it was in the tag tournament. They had the match with like the Bucks and Private Party, I think, where they hit like the gin and juice and the silly string, and both were false finishes, and then a roll up for the fucking win or some bullshit. But I digress. But yeah, I think AEW kind of has a history of that kind of.
She still had to hit her finisher twice. Nyla kicked out of it once, and then she beat her with the stick, and then hit it again, and then got the pin. But I would have liked it where it was a weird one. It was almost like a suplex into a falcon arrow off the top rope. Or Nyla was on the top rope. It was a good fucking move, man. I thought that would have been the finish, but I'm not the booker, so whatever. We can move on unless you got anything else.
Nah, one of the better Nyla Rose matches I've seen though, for sure.
Yeah, I think she was able to play a lot better with Akira.
I enjoyed it. Hikaru.
Yeah. John Moxley.
I miss Justin Roberts.
Is that the announcer?
The ring announcer, yeah. The guy. They piped him in at the end. That was awesome. But don't get me wrong. Dasha is beautiful. Yeah. She is fine as fuck. and she does a really solid job. But man, that fucking Justin Roberts, John Moxley is just, it's something else.
So John Moxley's champion. He's trying to defend his championship versus Mr. Brody Lee. Brody Lee has stolen John Moxley's championship, and so this is the match. Moxley just wants to fight and retrieve his championship. He hasn't really tried to get it back. It's been away from him for like 2-3 weeks now. I think 2 weeks.
Yeah, he got a little bit of revenge on 10 on this past Wednesday.
Yeah, the Exalted Ones people.
Yeah, one of the Dark Order members.
Yeah, number 10. One of the Putty Patrol. Power Rangers. They put on a badass match. I'd probably give it 3.5 stars. And not that I was surprised, but I knew the capabilities of these guys. I guess I wasn't expecting it from them. Like I hadn't put it in my head that these guys were gonna have a badass match. I knew what Luke Harper can do, and I know what Dean Ambrose had done. I just don't remember them really giving like the free reins to do whatever they want, and here they were giving them the free rein. And we had some fucking stiff moves and some badass spots between both of them.
Yeah, man. It was a solid match. I didn't know what to expect either.
It was either the selling of Moxley or the physicality of Brody Lee, but like some of those big boots that Moxley was taking, like
a little bit of both, man.
Yeah, dude. It had to be both, because either you injure the guy because you really kicked his teeth out, or it looks like you kicked his teeth out and he sold it really well because it was kind of stiff, but not as stiff as we thought it was. So it was a great sell.
It works, it helps these guys know each other well. I mean, besides working in WWE, I think they did a lot of work together in the indies too. So at least that's the way they made it seem. The announcers made it seem.
Yeah. I really enjoyed their match. They even had that spot on the ramp where John Moxley does his DDT. I forget what he calls it here.
The paradigm shift.
He does his paradigm shift on the ramp, and they fall through the ramp. The doctor comes in, checks up on them. Brody Lee comes out, busts it open.
Blade job.
Yeah. He got some color on him. John Moxley hits a second paradigm shift. Brody Lee kicks out of it right away. And then Moxley then decides to lock in the rear naked choke. He has to choke him out because this guy is not gonna give up. So it's a good finish. It's a good way to put away Brody Lee and not kill his character 100%.
Exactly. You don't take away what you've built up with this monster by John having to pin him clean. You don't have a Smaz finish. He didn't submit.
The ref stopped it.
Yeah, it's very much like the I Quit match with Austin and Brett. Austin never quit. He went out, but you're left with that image of Moxley fucking choking him out and the blood on Brody Lee's face. I mean, it's not as vivid of an image, as Austin screaming out in the sharpshooter, but right. But yeah, like you said, it doesn't kill Brody's anything. The momentum he's built as this monster.
Mm-hmm. It only reminds you of some of the greatest memories there are.
Yeah.
Let's see. Did anything happen after that? No, right? They moved right on to the Stadium Stampede match.
They did a little commercial for the toys.
Oh, yeah. I need to pre-order those.
Yeah, man. Did you get in on that Target pre-order they had a couple of weeks ago with the Bobby the Brain Heenan in the Weasel suit.
No, I fucking missed out. I went on 3 days after. I'm like, oh shit, I need to pre-order those. They were all sold out of the Legends.
I know. A friend of mine got 3 out of the 4.
Yeah. I need to now see if I can fish them out at stores.
Well, then I had heard Sting was supposed to be one of them, and then
he's not.
And no, because he didn't sign his Legends contract, and is probably going to AEW, as rumor has it.
Yeah, I heard that too.
If you noticed during the match, during the Cody and Lance Archer match, they very, very distinctively mention when Cody hits the Stinger Splash.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but I'm not worried because WWE. Well, that's weird. Maybe they're doing it out of spite right now because Matt Hardy left, and then they're like, we need Matt Hardy with the little fucking drone. So they released one with the drone.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I went to Target the other day, and I'm like, what the fuck? They have one out like he just left the company.
That's funny.
They even have like a WrestleMania one where he's like, delete. They have that one. But then they have a second one, a Spotlight one, where he's got the drone with him.
That's funny.
Yeah. Gotta make that money.
Yeah, my buddy Cameron was getting in on the pre-order, and he was the one that told me about the Sting figure not being there. And then he didn't sign his Legends his contract expired, and he wouldn't sign his Legends contract.
That could be.
And then Booker started saying that he thinks 100% that he's going to AEW.
Ah, man.
I don't know what he's gonna do, but hopefully not much. But he's definitely got to be coming to get involved somehow. That they're mentioning him by name, and Cody hit the Stinger Splash last night.
He's definitely gonna come out and call out Jericho for having that makeup. Because he does the whole lines and kind of like puts makeup on.
The Painmaker?
Yeah.
He could come in and have a match with Dustin.
Yeah.
Maybe that's when Dustin will bring out the Unnatural Nightmare. Have you checked out any of AEW Unrestricted?
No, is that their podcast?
Yeah.
Is it any good?
It's pretty good. It's Tony and Aubrey Edwards hosting, and they've had Moxley, Cody, Brandy, Tony Khan, JR, Bart Gunn, Dean Malenko. Tony Khan came back on. Aubrey, it was like they did one episode with just Aubrey. And then Excalibur, like 45 minutes. They're short episodes, but it's pretty good. Like they don't really hold anything back. Like some of the old guys, they talk about their stuff in WWE. Like they don't hold back from talking about WWE or mentioning WWE by name and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like how the Dark Side of the Ring used a lot of something to wrestle with podcast audio from Bruce.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
Well, those guys, they've been doing. Conrad started doing a Dark Side of the podcast with the two producers every week on JR's feed.
Yeah.
Those are pretty. I haven't listened to the Owen Hart one because I haven't been able to watch the episode just because I really don't want to cry. Mm-hmm. I cried enough during the fucking Benoit episode.
Yeah, it's pretty sad, man. They have this guy's family. Like, they have Oj, and they have his daughter talking.
Yeah. I'm glad Martha got involved in this because I know she's been super anti-everything for so long. And I listened to a little bit of some interviews with her on Jericho's podcast that I just saw on YouTube. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, I checked a couple of those out.
It was a good season of Dark Side of the Ring, though. I mean, like I said, I just haven't mentally been able to want to watch this episode, but I'm going to.
Yeah.
But I've loved every episode this season.
No, it's been fantastic.
The fucking UWF one is insane.
Yeah. Got doing all that coke.
Dude,
Hookers.
so much coke. Him and New Jack would have been best friends. New Jack would have loved the UWF.
We got hookers and coke all day.
Hookers and coke.
We would have gotten paid. We would have pissed.
He would have fucked up Herb Abrams.
Yeah.
He would have fucked up Herb Abrams straight up.
100%. Did we move on to the Stadium Stampede match?
We hadn't started talking about it. We were talking about the figures, and then we got off on a tangent.
Okay, yeah. Well, I definitely want to get those figs. I need to pre-order them soon. They don't come out till August, they say, or July. That's why I haven't ordered them. But
I think the pre-order starts in July, and then they come out in August.
Yeah, I should just do it already. I can do it at Big Bad Toy Store.
Fucking, I'm in, especially now that they're releasing. I didn't think Penta and Ray were coming out right away, but apparently they are.
Yeah, my shelves have. I got a ring and everything now.
Nice, man.
Yeah, it was like $20, a $20 ring. It's all right, but I should spend the $100 and get the one with the cloth aprons and everything, and get the NWO ring, or get the WCW Nitro ring. Like it looks like the Nitro set.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet. I should probably do that eventually.
Then you're gonna have to get the AEW ring.
Yeah, well, so the AEW ring comes with an exclusive Kenny Omega.
Was it Kenny? Okay, I knew there was an exclusive fig, but I wasn't sure which one.
Yeah, because you can get an Omega, but this one's gonna come out with different gear or something.
Yeah, and then there's something else. There's like 2 Jerichos.
Yeah, one's the Le Champion. He comes with the belt and like bubbly, that little whole little setup that he had.
Yeah,
a little bit of the bubbly, and the other one is he comes with the jacket and the hat.
Yeah, I remember the jacket and the hat.
That's the regular release one, and the other one's I think it's a Big Bad, or not the Big Bad Toy Store, but that toy store exclusive. The Mattel one or whatever.
Okay.
Ringside exclusive. There we go. I have a couple of those, like the Lone Wolf Scott Hall, Wolfpack Nash with the belt that's spray painted red.
They're pretty fucking sweet toys, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't realize that Scott Hall's kid was a member of the Bullet Club.
Did he join recently?
He was, according to that fucking video I was watching. Cody Hall was in at some point, one of the newer, later versions or something with whoever's in it now, the Tongaloa and Tama Tonga and them still. But I just remember hearing Cody Hall.
I like Scott Hall, so I wanted his kid to succeed, but I hear he's not that good.
Well, sometimes that happens.
Yeah. Look at Jordan and his kids.
Yeah, no shit. No shit.
Yeah. So the final match we have here is what's the Stadium
Stampede.
Yeah, pretty much it was just a 5-on-5, I think. Matt Hardy, and the Elite. So Adam Page, Kenny Omega. Yeah, 5-on-5. So it was the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, Adam Page, and Matt Hardy taking on the Inner Circle, which was Jericho, Jake Hager, Sammy Guevara, and Santana and Ortiz. I was very entertained by this match.
Yeah.
Out of all the theatrical matches we've recently had on WWE, being the Boneyard match, number 2 would probably be the John Cena and
the Firefly Funhouse match.
Yeah, that one was pretty sick.
That one was cool because of like all the nostalgia, but it wasn't a match. That's what I was just gonna say. It wasn't a match. It was just like a bunch of weird fucking scenes. Where this was at least a match.
Yeah, because like the Boneyard is like, at least it was a fight, right? You could say it was a fight, so you can categorize that. But you have to categorize what Bray and John Cena did as something else.
I was just like I
enjoyed it, but
I enjoyed it too.
Yeah, but it was different.
I would call it almost like a vignette, or I don't know.
Yeah, And then their whole having the match at the WWE headquarters, the ladder match where they fought throughout it, that was pretty interesting. But I don't know where they're going with that, and I think it was just, hey guys, this is filler. Like, you have Otis winning. I don't know what they're doing with that. So, yeah. I know they gave Asuka the title, but, you know, they could have had her spit in Becky's face right before she left, and it could have turned major heel.
Yeah, really get that heel heat.
Yeah, some missed opportunities, but it's whatevs. But out of the theatrical matches, I think this one had the fight aspect, but it was also a match because of the whole ring, and they did utilize the ring.
Yeah, I enjoyed the whatever it was, that match that they had 2 weeks ago, with Kenny and Matt taking on was it Sammy and Jericho, where they did the false count anywhere match. They fought throughout the whole arena and stuff.
I think it was Sammy and Jericho, but eventually it became like the whole inner
the
circle.
whole inner circle, yeah, because that's when. But they hit him with the golf cart, and
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
The moonsault off the fucking forklift or whatever.
Yeah, it was, dude. That whole golf cart spot was so real that they only teased it this time. They didn't do it again.
Yeah, and the horse.
Yeah, they teased it twice. But like, I'm pretty sure they're like, "Hey, we're gonna tease it. We can't do that shit again. Like, you took a nasty hit, dude."
Yeah, man.
There's no way you can. That was a hit. There's no way you can sell that. Besides, he got hit by a car, or like
a
golf
cart.
A golf cart, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree though. This was definitely a really entertaining but still good match.
The Adam Page going to take a drink, and Jack Hager having a drink with him instead of fighting. He's like, "You're here to fight, or you're here to drink," and he has a drink with him.
I like the Adam Page and Kenny Omega whiskey and milk.
Yeah, they clink glasses, and a little bit of milk goes into Adam Page's whiskey milk.
Whiskey milk.
They drown Matt Hardy, and he becomes a different versions of Matt Hardy.
They did that similar shit in that other match a few weeks ago, where like he got thrown in that ice machine and came out. I've really liked that different Matt Hardy versions coming around all the time. I think that's fucking hilarious. Got to see a little version 1.0.
Yeah, you got to see a little sidebar on him.
Yeah.
Little by little, pretty much they just start putting away the inner circle guys. One of the guys gets, I forget if it was Santana or Cruz, or Santana or Ortiz. He gets thrown into the ice machine. I think Ortiz is the one that gets wrapped around by tape into a wheelchair.
Yep.
I forgot what they did to Hager, but they beat the shit out of him at the bar area. He's no longer there.
He took a bottle to the head, didn't he?
He took a couple bottles to the head.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Jericho. I know there was a spot where Jericho wants a different call from the referee because he's like, "You're the shittiest referee. You suck." And he challenges the call, and they go into the booth and they challenge it. I thought that was pretty cool, but I forgot.
They've done some creative shit.
Yeah, I forgot how he was put away though. Pretty much they put away everyone, and Sammy Guevara gets up thinking that they won because he was knocked out, but pretty much he's the last guy, and the whole match is led up to he's the last guy that they're gonna put him out.
Sammy had some fucking high spots too. Holy shit! Couple of 450s.
Yeah, no, yeah, he had some spots on him. And then they pretty much end it with him taking I forget what Kenny Omega's finisher is.
The one-winged angel.
Yeah, the one-winged angel, from like up high onto it's a gimmick spot or whatever. But they make it look cool.
Yeah.
So he takes a nice fall onto that, and he gets deleted. You even hear Matt Hardy say, "Delete him," and then they get the count. And then in the background, you have the badass display of fireworks that goes off in the background, and the multitude colors that AEW uses for their graphics and their promos and their commercials. They kind of did that in the sky behind the Elite and everything else. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was a good go home.
They fought all around the stadium, man.
They hit their pose, and
I think they utilized the stadium pretty well.
Yeah, it was creative.
Mm-hmm.
Goddamn.
I'd give it a 3.5, 3, especially with the circumstances of it being in COVID, no fans, the creativity, the matches they had.
Yeah, bringing in Justin Roberts, piping in Justin Roberts bumped it up to a 4 for me. Hearing it's been so long since we've heard that voice, it bumps it up a little bit for me. But yeah, solid match. They did a lot of making chicken salad out of chicken shit in this situation, given that they're supposed to be in Vegas, and they put on a good show.
Yeah, really entertained me.
Yeah, me too. Good job, AEW.
Yeah, thanks a lot, AEW. I love you guys.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
Yeah, and I appreciate you, Jeff, for helping me out tonight with
brother,
getting some more content out there.
A lot of fun.
Yeah, please subscribe to the podcast. You got anything else to say to these guys, Jeff, before we get out of here?
Nah, stay safe. Be nice to each other. Don't be an asshole on the internet.
Yeah. Like I said, go ahead and please subscribe to the podcast. I'm on YouTube, iTunes, Podbean, all that good stuff. Check out the rewrites.
Absolutely.
My buddies that let me use their music all the time. And go ahead and check out Football on Full Heel. That is Frankie's podcast. He's a bassist for the rewrites. But they talk about soccer, so they're going to have a lot to talk about this upcoming Tuesday. When we'll go live around 8, 9-ish. But
Fight Island is coming, Rob.
Yep, Fight Island's coming. We're
going to get so many fights on Fight Island. Shit's gonna get wild.
I love you guys. Please subscribe to the podcast. See you guys next time. Peace out.
Bye, guys.
Love you.
Love you.
I just wanna be wrong.